Today, we're going to be reviewing the Flsun QQ-S Pro. Let's open it up. Here we got the box. It just came in. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what we got. Now this printer does come with extras, a lot of extras. It comes with an extra hot end, extra end stops, thermistor, the heater core for the hot end, and it came with the most filament that I've seen come with a printer thus far. There is no instructions in the box. You do have to either go look for them online, or you can put the SD card in your computer, and there's a video on the SD card that you can follow along with. It's not too hard. Once you get all the parts out, you take the effector, you raise it up. It's got the belts and arms, everything attached. You hold it up, straighten it out so the belts are straight, and detach the arms from the styrofoam, and make sure it's all good, and then go ahead and take the rods and line those up with the holes of the guides, slide them through and into the base of the printer. And once you have all those on, you can go ahead and tighten up the screws. Make sure you loosen the screws as you're putting the rods in, before you put the rods in, I should say. That way they go all the way down. And then once you got the screws tightened again, you can go ahead and put the top on and do the same thing for that. Make sure they're loose so the top goes all the way on. And then once you have the top on, you can grab the belt. There's a pulley in there. You take the pulley, you stretch the belt out straight. The long rod on the pulley you stick through the corresponding top side of that, and once you get it through the top, there's a plastic 3 black plastic screws that look like T's. You go ahead and you screw that on. It doesn't have to be real tight for now, but that's how this is how you will tighten and loosen the belt. So you get in there, tighten it down, make sure the belt has no twists or anything, to make sure it's perfectly straight, because this is what's going to control your printer. Now it's going to take the cable from the hot end, unscrew the top of it, put it through the top of the printer, and then screw the nut back on, and then take the cable from the base of the printer, run it around the outside of the top, hook it together. Now the extruder is held in by 2 screws through from the top, so you have to hold it from underneath and put the 2 screws down and screw it in. Then take the wire that's coming out of the black sleeve. It's going to be blue, red, green, and black, and that is for the extruder motor. Go ahead and run that through the hole on the same side of the top, and plug it into the extruder. Now make sure these plastic pieces are all the way down in that hole to make sure they're nice and tight. Now the spool holder is held by these 2 screws. Go ahead and attach the vertical piece, and then the horizontal piece is just a plastic nut you take off, slide through, and then screw the nut back on, and you're good to go. And you can screw the end on, and this helps keep the rolls of the spools of filament on and sliding off. Now that everything is set, you can go ahead and attach the side panels. There's 2 screws on the top, 2 screws on the top. There's 2 screws on the top and 2 screws on the bottom of each panel. Now we can attach the PTFE tube to the extruder. Make sure you do that. Make sure you push it all the way in till it can't go in any further to avoid any clogs. Alright, and now all we need to do is put some filament in, and we're good to go. Now this printer does have filament in and filament out on the LCD menu, so you can go ahead and put the spool on, cut it at an angle, and start it into the extruder. Make sure you watch it go into the PTFE tube, and then you can select to fill it, and it will fill the printer with the filament. Now you got to be careful because sometimes it will not go right into the hole it's supposed to, and it will go into the gear, and if you don't watch it go into the PTFE tube, and you start the fill, it will, next thing you know, you'll have filament coming out the gears out of the side in the top of the printer. This happened to me once, and so always make sure you watch it go into the beginning of the PTFE tube, and then go ahead and on the LCD screen, put change filament in, and it will load the filament. And then you attach the now we need to attach the auto level. It plugs in right there above the fans to the same wire. Go in the LCD menu and do level. Printer is really easy to level. Most of the time you only need to level it once, and after that you shouldn't have to level again because this is not a spring based bed. It's solid, so the bed doesn't really move around. Now here we got our first print going, so let's see what the quality of this prints look like. Alright, this is the first print. This is a test print that came with the printer on the SD card. As you can see along the side, it did mess up at one part, but the rest of it is perfectly smooth. It's really good for a first print, and for the size of this printer, it is an exceptionally easy to assemble. It really, all you have to do is attach the rods and the sides and the extruder and connect the cables, and that's it. I would definitely recommend it for a beginner. It's very easy. I love Delta printers. Delta printers are awesome. They're fascinating. So I will leave down in the description below a link to this printer. Right now it's the cheapest I've seen it, under $300. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell to get notified of upcoming reviews. And don't forget to hit that like button. I'll see you in the next video.